Hello everyone, this is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen. Hello everybody. How's everyone doing today? As what's starting to be the usual, this will be more or less about 30 minutes or so. We're not going to stay too long, but we are going to talk about mental health. What's going on, Soul? Hey, Shirley. So we're just going to jump right into it. The people will come when they come. Oh, okay, Shirley. I'm glad you like it. We're going to see if we can... You guys can see this article that we are going to read today. Okay, this happened just a couple of days ago. Chicago sisters accused of stabbing store security guard 27 times after he asked them to wear a mask. Incident occurred at a shoe store. This is on the west side. Two sisters were charged with first-degree attempted murder on Tuesday after they allegedly stabbed a security guard 27 times after he asked the women to wear a mask and use the store-provided hand sanitizer, police say. A Chicago Police Department spokesperson told NBC News that Jessica Hill, 21, and her sister Jayla, 18, initially got into a verbal altercation with a guard at a shoe store in Chicago after they refused to wear a mask. The late Sunday afternoon incident turned physical when one of the sisters allegedly pulled out a knife and stabbed the guard multiple times in the back, neck, and arms, police say. Chicago police said the 32-year-old victim was hospitalized at Mount Sinai Hospital in critical condition, while the sisters were arrested and treated at a nearby hospital for minor injuries. According to police, the women were both in good condition and later booked at Cook County Jail. At a bond hearing on Tuesday, Circuit Court of Cook County Judge Mary Marubio charged the women with first-degree attempted murder and ordered them to be held without bond, prosecutors said. The sisters' court-appointed attorney could not immediately be reached for comment, but the Chicago Tribune reported that the defense lawyer argued that they were acting in self-defense and have bipolar disorder. The defense attorney added that the pair had not intended to commit a crime, nor did they have a criminal record, but the judge said that the sheer number of stab wounds was concerning, the Chicago Sun-Times reported. Now, I'm going to read another article concerning this because that article lacked what I thought was a very important detail, I thought.
The winter surge of COVID has begun. That's according...
I don't want to do that. I hate it when they just run the ad. It's like, I don't want to run the ad. Okay, I'm going to read another article. Chicago clothing store employee was stabbed more than 27 times after he asked a customer to wear a mask. Police arrested a woman and her sister in connection with the incident. The incident occurred at a clothing store in the Holman Square neighborhood on Sunday. When Jessica Hill, 21, and her sister Jayla entered the shop, the 32-year-old employee, whose name was not revealed, greeted them at the front door. When he asked the women to put on their masks and use the hand sanitizer, they refused to do so and began arguing with him. ABC affiliated reported citing Carrie James, a police spokeswoman. The women then got into a physical altercation with the man, during which one of them allegedly punched him in the chest. James told the television station that Jessica took out a knife from her back pocket and began stabbing him, while Jayla grabbed his hair to restrict his movement. She said the victim suffered at least 27 stab wounds to the chest, back, and arms. They've been charged with first-degree attempted murder. So we're going to turn that off. So what I want to talk about today is checking your mental health at the door. Now you understand why I titled this way. It escalated like that, Shirley, because I don't think nothing else happened. I honestly don't think anything else happened. They're trying to say that these two have bipolar disorder. If they don't, it's a convenient excuse for murderous behavior, because women don't typically seem to be able to be simply accused of malicious actions just because they're malicious actions. Hey, Rita. It's been a long time. How you doing? Women don't seem to be able to be simply malicious and intending to do harm just because they want to do harm. That seems to be reserved only for men. Men will do harm just because. Women have to have a particular reason. So, I see these types of belligerent ones running around the neighborhood. You can't say nothing to them. Even what seems to be innocent or innocuous things, you can't say it because it escalates into an argument because they want to argue. Even if you attempt to de-escalate, I have seen this type of stuff happen on many occasions, not to the point of, watching somebody be stabbed, but I have seen plenty of incidents where, you got these kind of young hyenas running around. They crazy as Bessie bugs, and you can't say nothing to them. You can't say anything to them, or else that's at minimum an argument. And I've seen people try to walk away after realizing that they can't be talked to and they really can't be reasoned with. And try to de-escalate the situation or walk away from the situation. And I've seen these types of hyenas just keep it up. Just keep it up. They just keep it up. They just, they walk behind you. They keep saying stuff real loud, to try to goad you back into an argument with them, to say something else. They can't just leave well enough alone and allow a situation to just die. Just allow it to just go away. They're not able to do that. So I can believe wholeheartedly that they walked into the store and he said, put the mask on. Miss Witt 205, how are you, and welcome to the channel. I hope that you enjoy everything that you hear and able to take something away from it. I love meeting my new subscribers, so thank you for introducing yourself and, making yourself cozy in the chat room. So I can wholeheartedly believe that the scenario was basically, could you guys put your mask on, ma'am? Could you put your mask on and use the hand sanitizer, please? I ain't gotta do that. I always say I ain't got no mask. I ain't got no mask. I ain't got no mask. I ain't got no And if he insists that they put the mask on or leave the store, if he issues an ultimatum, which would be his job, to say you either wear a mask or you must leave, and he became, staunch in that and not letting them just roll through the store, that's when it escalated, because they didn't want to leave and they didn't want to comply. That's how that escalated. I already can see it. I already know. Thank you, Shirley. Appreciate you too, sweetheart. Hit the links. I'm not going to be here long. Hit the Cash App too. I've been going through it and I'm coming here to give y'all content that you need. And I can't get a Cash App. I'm not going to go into that, but I'm just saying. Anyway, these are part of the problems with mental health. If they don't have bipolar, that's a convenient excuse. If they do have bipolar disorder, both of them, which would be interesting, why have they not had that diagnosed and treated? Why was it undiagnosed and or untreated? One was 21, the other one was 18. Both of them are legally grown and able to seek out mental health help on their own without any guardian or any parent. So if you felt something was wrong with you and you're walking around here unstable, any little thing can tick you off. Any little thing can drive you up the wall, and you have not seen to that at all, then it's still your fault. It's still your fault. Listen. This is why health is one of the 10 life values. And when we say health, we mean physical, emotional, and mental. All of these three components need to be in working order. It needs to be functional, not dysfunctional. Because it was a lack of care about the physical health component. I don't want to wear a mask. I talked about that yesterday. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Your personal rights and all of that. But then your mental health affects this, because if someone puts a little bit of pressure on you or says, you've got to do this because this is what the public is complying with. These are the rules and regulations now. The culture has changed. So these are the rules and regulations now. And you don't want to do that because you have unstable mental health. This is one of the outcomes of walking around without addressing your health. Particularly today, we're talking about your mental health. You running around here self-medicating. We know how. No need to go into it. or you don't do anything. You just engage in all of these destructive behaviors that you think other people are supposed to deal with because you're having emotional and or mental health issues. And depending on the severity of these issues, you should be seeing to them. The only people with mental health issues that I don't fault for not seeing it is the people who don't have the wherewithal to know that they need help. That's how far down the spectrum they are. Somebody got to tell them that they need the help. Somebody got to put them in that situation and say, okay, this is the diagnosis. That you need somebody to hold your hand with that. But if you just running around here with histrionics, some bipolar, and you mad all the time because you had some trauma and in your life that you didn't see to, you need to be able to go to the therapist on your own. And there's no excuse. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for running around without checking on not only your physical health, because when you look at the two, they don't not looking at their physical health either. I'm going to show you the two. I'm going to show them to you. This them. This is them. So not only is your mental health out of order, the physical health is out of order, as we can see. As we can see. Let's just look at it. Or this way. Yeah, look at them. Look at them. Look at them both. The physical health is out of order. The mental health is out of order. They probably run around jumping people all the time. 18 and 21, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't even believe it. This is what you get up to when you're running around here 250 plus with mental issues, or you just mad at the world because of your circumstances. They like to play like that's a mental issue. Thank you, Ronan. They like to play like that's a mental issue. How you doing, Father's Time? Hey, Unsunken. Hey, D Remedy. Those that like to play like, you being mad at the world is all of a sudden bipolar. It's not. You just need therapy that you won't seek. But you run around and you make everybody else deal with your problems that you won't deal with. You running around here trying to lay your mental health and emotional health issues at other people's feet. And you won't even deal with it. This is why everything else is out of order. Because your spiritual value got to be out of order for you to walk into a store and somebody, the security guard, tells you to put on a mask. It's not like you don't know that this is what's been going on for the past 6 to 8 months. So your spiritual value is out of order. Because you thought it was okay to retaliate from somebody saying something you didn't like, and instead of leaving the establishment, because you know the rules, every store I've been in since this has been going on has a big sign on the door said mask required. And they will stop you and turn you around. But you already know this. but you want to do what you want to do. So you go in a store. I dare somebody to tell me that's the first part of your mental problem that you won't address. Your heart problem that you won't address. And I'm not talking about your physical heart. I'm talking about your spiritual heart. You got heart disease. You won't even address that. Because you thought it was okay that as a form of retaliation for somebody giving you or enforcing a rule that you know about, you thought the appropriate response to that was taking a knife out of your pocket. Your sister held him down while you stabbed and tried to kill that man. 27 times, you was trying to kill him. Now, I don't know if they can get it with the first degree attempted murder. I might try second degree attempted murder, because I think the first degree you got to prove premeditation. So you don't get any of these things in order. Your spiritual value not in order. Your health value not in order, because your spiritual value is not in order. I have never met a person whose spiritual value was in order and their health was not, including myself. Include me. Not at your optimal weight. Had to go back and check the spiritual. Check that off. Figure that one out. Then you can figure out your health. It's a reason why they're ordered this way. If one of your values are not up to par, you might have to check the previous one to see if that's okay. You might even have to go all the way to number 1 and see if that's okay. I have never met a person whose spiritual value was completely intact and their health was not. Mental, emotional, or physical. One of them is suffering. Using myself as an example, my emotional and physical health suffered because my spiritual value suffered. I needed to go back and shore that up so that the health value can start getting on point. We need to address these things. I know it's quote unquote not a popular topic, but it needs to be. For as many people die of diabetes, which is completely controllable with a diet. Type 2 diabetes is almost completely controllable through your diet and exercise. Did y'all know that? Thank you, BGS, for the cash app. Did y'all know that? We down from hypertension. That can be affected positively with a good diet and exercise also, even if you may still need a little bit of medication if it's really kind of out of control. My father just passed away from cancer. How many of our family members or people that we know, or friends or coworkers or whatever, that pass away from cancer? Do you know that cancer tumors consume sugar in order to live? Press a 1 in the chat if you knew that. Press a 2 if you didn't know that. That the cancer cells eat sugar to survive. Do we know that? How much sugar do we consume as a nation, as individuals? How much candy? How much alcohol, sugar? How much bread that your body metabolizes into a sugar? How much just raw sugar, cookies, cakes, ice creams, candy, sugary drinks? You getting a super sweet latte, you got a frap, you got a this, you got a that, you got a juice, you got whatever. but it's not a popular topic about your health. You're dying every day, but it's not a popular topic. We're one of the wealthiest countries, but we're also one of the unhealthiest countries. We're one of the unhealthiest people. We unhealthy up here. We unhealthy in here. We unhealthy here. We unhealthy. You're spiritually unhealthy. You're physically unhealthy. You're emotionally unhealthy. You're mentally unhealthy, but we won't address it. It's not a fight on love and hip hop, so we ain't addressing it. It ain't Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, so we ain't addressing it. It ain't what them old chicks and getting Lisa Ray and getting her OnlyFans or OnlyPastors page, because that's about how old she is. She ain't on OnlyFans, she on OnlyPastors. That's where she at. And if it ain't that, we ain't talking about that. Right? So it ain't popular to talk about how many of your family members died of breast cancer. My father first diagnosis was colon cancer. I have a suspicion, and I might need to look up the stats, that colon cancer might be the most aggressive cancer. Because it always spread. He got colon cancer. They did a surgery to cut part of his colon out. He was wearing a colostomy bag. He had did a round of chemo, which he said he was never going to do that no more. He was all right for a while. Then as he kept going back, they said it was on his liver. In 2017 was the last time he had strength to go under a knife. He went under there. They cut a good 30% of his liver off. Came back around in late 2018 and he had lung cancer. He said, I can't do no more. I'm not doing no chemo. This not gonna stop. This is gonna kill me. I know that. By the time he got to the hospital last week, my father had cancer back in his colon. It was back in his liver. It was in his lung. It was in his brain. It was in every major organ he had. That's what the doctor said. When they did that CT scan, came back, they said his cancer's in every major organ he got. That's why they told me he got hours. Maybe days. Maybe. But don't nobody want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about your health. I'm going to come at you again. We going to cook this. Because you got fat bellies but fly clothes. We going to talk about it. Huh? You eat hog maws every day, but you got J's on. We going to talk about that. Everything that say health on it ain't healthy. You running around here drinking 50 gallons of Powerade just because it ain't juice. Yes, it is. It's just nasty juice. Yeah, I said it. Gatorade and all that, its juice is just nasty. And you think it's healthy because it's gross. It's gross because it's gross. It's just as unhealthy. You might as well go get you a Sprite or a Coke or something. You got plenty of YouTube videos and Facebook videos, all these viral videos that show folks doing stuff with Coca-Cola. How dare you consume it? You cleaning car batteries with it. And then you'll pour you a glass. We care more about the clothes we wear and wearing a certain name on your clothes than we're concerned. We're more concerned about the name on your body than what you're putting in your body. You want a particular tag that says something. What about that toe tag you gonna get? You know, y'all know what I'm talking about, that toe tag? That's how they put you in the morgue. That's how they identify you. They put a toe tag on you. With your name and all of that. The time that you date you died and all of that. But I'm going to get on up out of here because you don't want to talk about it. We going to cook it again. I'm not done. Because see, you think I'm going to sit here and talk about how we got to eat quinoa. And I'm not doing that with you. We in dire straits. Before we can get over to how much quinoa you eating in a serving, let's talk about all that salt pork you don't need to eat. Y'all sitting here eating bone-in pork chops with the white bread just stuck on there. And you think you all right. You would get your meat from anywhere. See, don't play with me. But anyway, thank you, Chief Rocker. I'm going to get on out of here because I got somewhere to be. But we're going to talk about this again. I'm gonna knock you upside the head with it. Not going to get away that easy. See, I took it easy with y'all on spiritual. You didn't like that. Now I'm going to knock you upside the head with the rest of them 9 values. And I'm going to come back around to spiritual and knock you in the head with that. That's what I'm going to do. So get ready. So here's what I want you to do. I want you, if you like today's cookout, I want you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I want you to look into the description box and support the sponsor that so graciously supports this channel, A-Game, by clicking the link that says agameherbal.com. Get your 10% discount using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.